YouTube, what is up guys? My name is Jake and welcome back to my channel. Hope all you guys have had a wonderful week and are having a fantastic day so far. Today's video, as you can tell probably by the title, is an entry into a series that I have not done in forever. I've only actually done one episode of this series, but this is my monthly favorite series. This is my monthly favorite series where I discuss all of my favorite things from the previous month, and this month for February I had quite a few favorite things that I indulged in, I guess. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the first category of this new entry is going to be movies. I have been obsessed with this production company called A24 probably the last like 2 or 3 months now. They make a bunch of like character driven films and indie films. So I've been going through and watching all of their films. They're fairly new. They originated in 2012, so they only have like I think 60 or so films. So I've watched 30. I've been trying to watch a movie a day. Sometimes on the weekends I'll bust 2 out, just depending on how busy I am that day. But I highly recommend going and checking them out. They have a ton of their films on Netflix and then a ton on Amazon Prime. They pretty much have all of their films up to date on Amazon Prime and on Netflix. About half and half, and I think there's only like 2 or 3 of their films that aren't on there. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna actually have to buy those, but it's okay because I'm gonna freaking go out and buy them all on Blu-ray as soon as I can. Over time, of course. I'm not a maniac. I'm pretty broke right now, so I kind of have to work my way up to it. And one of my favorite films by them that has come out in the last couple years, I think it came out in 2014 or 2017, I'm not 100% sure, but it's The Vanishing of Sydney Hall. It's such an incredible film. I recommend all of you guys go out, buy it, rent it, whatever, sign up for Amazon Prime, watch it. It is so good. So good. I was shocked of how actually good and interesting of a story that it was going to be. I was kind of dreading watching it because of the movie poster, but after watching it though, safe to say, it's one of my all-time favorite films, by far. Highly recommend you go checking that out. The second category that I'm going to talk about is music. What is my favorite music of the last month? For this category, I have 2 albums and 1 single that I've just been loving. It's been on repeat ever since I first listened to them. So the first album I'm actually going to talk about is The Fourth World by Kars Flowers. I've had this album on repeat for like the last 3 days since I've discovered them. My buddy Donovan actually recommended them to me and I cannot stop listening to them. They're so good. They're from like the late 90s, I think. I don't remember when the album came out. I think it's their only album that they ever released. It just has this really old like pop punk, Weezer, old 50s rock and roll sound to it. It's super like, I feel like unique sounding in a way, and it's super interesting. It honestly blew my mind when I first listened to the album because Kars Flowers actually ended up becoming Maroon 5 down the road. It's all the same members, and it's so insane that Maroon 5 came out with this album before they were Maroon 5 because it's so different from what they put out nowadays. It's so mind-boggling to me. It's incredible. Go check it out. I'll put a link to the album on Spotify in the link below and in one of these corners if you want to check it out. The second album that I actually want to talk about is The Bends by Radiohead. So I've never actually really been a huge Radiohead fan. I never really listened to them that much. I never really took the time to listen to them. The only song I really knew by them was Creep from the Social Network's trailer, and that song's alright, it's pretty sick, but I heard a song from this album in some playlist that I was randomly listening to, and it kind of blew my mind because it was like this soft acoustic, just really beautiful song, like indie song. And I was really intrigued, so I went and listened to the rest of the album, and my mind was blown. I had this album on repeat for a couple weeks. I highly recommend it. It's really great, and I honestly think hopefully you guys would too, so I'll have a link down in the description or in one of these corners for you guys to check that album out as well if you haven't already. If you do enjoy it, leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts, because I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about all the things that I'm recommending that I have been really enjoying the last couple months, and I'd just love to hear your guys' feedback. Okay, category number 4, podcasts. So I've recently been on a podcast like obsession. I have like 15 different podcasts that I'm into. Unfortunately, like half of them I don't really get to listen to all that often because I'm trying to catch up on one podcast that has almost like 200 episodes, so I've been trying to catch up on that. And there's just so many that I listen to, it's hard to keep track of them all. But right now, I'm going to list my top 3 favorites right now that I've been listening to consistently for the most part. And then the one that I'm catching up on is in the 3 as well. So, number 1, the one I'm trying to catch up on is My Favorite Murder. So, I am a huge true crime fan. I actually wanted to be a detective when I was a kid, and I'm super interested in the true crime genre. So my sister actually recommended this podcast to me, My Favorite Murder. They just talk about the biggest, like, most insane, like, it's in the title, murders in, like, all of the world, and it's really fascinating, really interesting. If you're into true crime, I recommend it highly. I'll put a link to it in the description in one of these corners if you want to check it out. So number 2 is the OVNI interviews.
We need a premium line. Seriously, like we got to do like quality stuff. Every company that is ever really successful, they're never a price point brand. It's always like the quality brand. You got Warby Parker or Tesla. It's all like the big successful companies are like the ones that are like selling premium, nice products.
With Mikey Taylor, who is a professional skateboarder, and it's about entrepreneurship. Him and his co-host Mikey York, they interview a bunch of entrepreneurs or other professional skateboarders who have gotten into entrepreneurship, and it's really interesting just hearing them pick their brains about entrepreneurship and how they got their start and all that. It's really interesting. And number 3 is Curious with Josh Peck.
Welcome to Curious with Josh Peck. Start the show.
Yes, Josh Peck from Drake and Josh. It's all about him interviewing his friends in the film industry and their start and how they got to where they are and what it's like working in the film industry, which is really fascinating to me because, as you probably know, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to work in the film industry. I'm trying to make movies. I just finished writing a feature, so it's really interesting to hear people's perspectives and just hearing their stories, trying to learn something from it. It's really interesting. If you guys are into filmmaking or a fan of Josh Peck, I recommend Curious and go check it out if you're interested. So yeah, that basically wraps up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, smash it if you want. And if you want to see more videos like this from myself, hit that sub button. And yeah, have a great week. I'll see you guys next time. Roll the outro.
Sorry I didn't kiss you, but it's obvious I wanted to.
Also, side note, sorry if you hear piano playing this entire video. My little office that I like filming in all the time and doing homework is actually in the music area, production arts building on campus. So as you can see, there's a piano right here. This is like a practice room or whatever, and someone's playing piano right on the other side of the store. So if you heard piano playing this entire video, sorry. Yeah. Have a good week, guys. Peace.